What's up, everybody? We're live. Whiskey Wednesday, live. First one. Cool. So, as I'm sure you all know, with all the, I think I did a video about it yesterday, all the clickbaity stuff that's out there right now. It's so bad today. It's just as bad, if not worse. Everyone's talking about it. And it's gotten crazy. Like I talked about this yesterday, the Kirk Cousins thing, and how that came up. Now they're saying it came up sometime during like the possibly the combine. There's more Aaron Rodgers talk today. I just want to say one thing about this channel. What I plan on doing is try to just stay out of the bullshit and do and kind of talk about things I want to talk about that are important to 49er football to me, and kind of stay out of that shit, if you will. I know it's hard not to, and I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to make nice YouTube thumbnails and all that stuff as well. But I just want to talk about 49er news. You know, the news that dropped, I read this morning about Brock Purdy, talked about the things he wants to improve on from last year to this year. To me, that's news as opposed to speculating about which quarterback is going to be on this team. This is like day 2,354 of rumor talk about 49ers football. It's like 6 years straight. I know it gets the news, and I know it gets hits, and it gets clicks, and it. Whoa, I forgot. It's Whiskey Wednesday. That's some Crown Royal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yum. Look at the shirt I'm wearing too. Mm. What are you guys drinking on? Yeah, I got a small channel, so I don't got like people in the chat or anything yet. But if you're there, and let me know what's going on. Let me know in the comments if you watch this later on, and while you're here, please subscribe so more people can get to see this. Maybe other people might enjoy what you're seeing too. I do want to say thank you to the people that have been watching. I saw a nice increase in the views. This channel has only been live for like a week. So I'd love to see some more subscribers and some more likes and shares, and get more people involved and get this going on if it's something you're interested in. If you don't like it, hey, man, that's up to you. There's tons of 49er content out there. But if you're into what we're doing here, it only takes a second. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button. Cheers and thank you. So the first topic, I just want to get the clickbaity hot take stuff right out of the way. So as the news continues about Aaron Rodgers, apparently there's more disclosed that it's possibly the Packers are using the 49ers to pressure the Jets. Now, I was kind of thinking that already, and it makes sense because you want to get more stuff from the Jets than they want to give up. So I get that. It makes total sense. But you got to understand the fact that the 49ers don't have a whole lot to give up. They do have 3 first-round picks. And since like 2016 or 2017, you can trade comp picks. So this is totally doable. And they have next year's first. So this is something that is possible if that's enough firepower to do it. I'm not sure what the Packers are asking for, but that's some firepower. And Aaron Rodgers has probably some say in where he goes. If he doesn't want to go to a team, he just will retire. So when I did a live stream yesterday, when I talked about, I thought a lot of this was just bullshit and BS and clickbait and hot takes for clicks and whatnot. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a little smoke. There's a little smoke. I wouldn't go as far as saying there's fire, but there's a little smoke. You know, I just realized let's get that on correctly. So what happens if you don't get the YouTube preview? I did this one instead of going on OBS and doing. I just went straight to YouTube and let's go. Well, the lighting looks good. Sound seems okay. Let me know. But anyways, so where there's smoke, there's fire. I think there's a little bit of smoke. It's smoldering. It's smoldering a little bit. There's not. It's not a fire. It's I don't know. It's it ain't much, and I don't see it going any further than that. I do think the 49ers are comfortable where they're at, but since we're in the realm of speculating, and you know what all these other content creators are doing as well, you know, I got to agree that you got to talk about it. I think I said that yesterday too. So when I was thinking about this earlier, this is what first thing that came to my mind. What defenses would have to do if they had to worry about Aaron Rodgers in our running game. Can you fucking imagine that? That's just crazy to think about. You can't just play the run, which we are very good at. You would have to seriously contend with one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. So one that opens up the running game even more. And then if you load the box to try to stop the run, then you got still the same problem. You're going against one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. So I do see the how people are intrigued. I'm not the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan at all, but I see why people are intrigued. I know he's a California boy, Northern California too, closer to where I'm from. Where he's from, Chico. I think Paradise, small town. I'm from a smaller town and further north. But I don't know, man. There's something about that guy. But we're talking about football here. In terms of just football, he's a great fucking quarterback, right? This guy will be first ballot Hall of Famer easily. So if you're the 49ers, if this rumor is true, yeah, you could see why they'd throw their hat in the ring. Why wouldn't you? Would you give up 2/3 in next year's first for Aaron Rodgers to get him for 1 year? Now you might get him for multiple years, but you're only guaranteed 1 year. Is that worth the Super Bowl? Mm, might be. It might be. And you know what? You might be able to get him for a couple. And then if Brock can hang out longer and wait, or Trey, I think if you got, I think if you really got Aaron Rodgers on this roster, that would definitely probably be that would be the end of Trey Lance for sure. So for all the Trey Lance fans out there, that would spell the end for sure, 100%. And Trey would probably just wait, or excuse me, Brock would just wait until the Aaron Rodgers time is up. I don't see it happening. That's what I said yesterday, and I stand by that. So I don't see it going down. The main reason is exactly what I said yesterday. I don't think the Packers will trade him to the 49ers, even if our offer is good. They just won't. And that's why I feel like it's moot. I don't know why people are talking about it. And now I'm talking about it. It can't be Whiskey Wednesday if you don't have a sip of your whiskey, right? So that's how I feel about it. I think it's kind of moot. It's a talking point. It's a hot take everyone's talking about, and I talked about it. Now I'm done. Let me bring up this article here. This was what they were talking about with what Brock says he wanted to improve upon. And basically, it just goes on to say, as far as getting in and out of his reads, you know, which you could understand a rookie quarterback saying this, but it's still, I think it's pretty badass that he's just, at least he admits it. It's like, yeah, I want to get better. I want it quicker. I want to make the right read. I want to get the ball out faster. And I think one cool comment that he said is like, I know I'm already confident. I go out there and play with confidence, and I'm a good leader. I just need to improve on doing this, getting the ball out, hitting this read at the right time. That's a lot of nice things you want to hear from a young player, especially at the quarterback position. That gives me like Fred Warner vibes. You see that jersey up over there? I like leaders, and there's a confidence too. I mean, there's a difference between like being arrogant and egotistical and being confident. Being confident is what I consider a strong trait, a strong male trait. I think we strong females. I love strong females too. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people call that like toxic masculinity. I don't. Sports is a whole different world. You like when you go work in an office somewhere, you don't go in there. I'm leader. You don't go doing that. You do it differently. In the world of sports, it's very different. How you perform, how you carry yourself, how you carry yourself on the field, how you perform, how you lead vocally and by example. It's different. It's just not the same. And anybody who's played sports knows that. And when you get players like that, man, that's what I've always said this about Tom Brady. He doesn't have the greatest skill set. He just has a fucking desire to win. He's just super competitor. And he wants to improve every day. And he's probably been like that since he was a little kid. And it just got more and more and more to him. He worked at his craft every day. And pretty much in life, that's what you got to do if you want to succeed. In sports, it's the same. Maybe times 1,000. But it's still a good thing to live by, for sure. If Brock's got that, that's nothing but good for us, I can assure you. If Trey's got that, that's nothing but good for us for sure. Sam Darnold, I'm trying to stay out of the Sam Darnold talk as much as I can. I get the intrigue and I get what Shanahan said about him during the owners meeting, and it's well, he talked him up, and oh my God, he might start week 1. I don't see it happening unless Trey is traded, but otherwise, I don't see it happening. Yeah, he's got more NFL starts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I did see some videos today where they actually broke down his contract, and it does look like a guy that came in to be a number 2, not a number 3. I do agree with that. There's some writing on the wall that doesn't look good for Trey Lance at this point. But like I said earlier, I don't want to speculate too much. If you want to hear theories about, Sam Darnold's maybe an alien from Jupiter, and man, go watch those channels. I'm not for you. I just want to talk about what we know and what's real. And I'll speculate a little bit here and there when it's within the realm of possibility, but I don't go out too crazy and like hot take, breaking news. Sam Darnold, week one starter for the 49ers. Dude hasn't played a snap with this team. But hey, you do you. It's kind of impressive. There wasn't any Tom Brady news to the Niners today or anything else on the Tom Brady front. I'm sure that won't go away. I give it a week. As soon as things get slow again, they'll start talking about, well, Tom's thinking about it now. He's getting itchy. Probably after the draft. It'd be probably Mike Florio. Oh, Tom's getting a little itchy. He's looking good. He's in good shape. And he's about going to make a decision here real soon. Bunch of horse shit. If he was to go anywhere, I said this yesterday, this would be the team. But if that's something he wanted to do, he could have contacted that with the 49ers pretty early on and made sure that happened. It'd already be a done deal, I think. So, granted, he probably wants to take some time off and he officially retired for the second time. I don't know how many times you want to do that. How many times you want to cry wolf? You know what I mean? I think he's done, to be honest with you. So, and like I said, I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming here either. So, I guess all Kyle can do is hope for Kirk Cousins. And I already talked about Matt Ryan last week. I wouldn't waste any money on that guy. Nada. Unless every quarterback got hurt in training camp, then yeah, all right, bring in Matt Ryan. Otherwise, no, no. Work on what we have, and that now includes Sam Darnold, and for now Trey Lance. And yeah, there's smoke on the fire on that one. That fire's on fire. That wood is that wood is burning. And I just I did a video last week. I'm like, I don't see this. This is a smoke screen. I changed my mind. There's too much going out there. There's too much out there. That fire's lit. You can roast some marshmallows on that right now. You can cook some dinner. That's real. Now, that doesn't mean I like it. You know, I like the Trey Lance pick. I was thinking the other day too. Pretty much the way the draft worked out, where the quarterbacks went, it's pretty much how I saw it. That isn't. I'm not saying I'm some draft guru. I think a lot of people had it that way too. But it's pretty much how I had it. I did. I liked at the time. I liked Zach Wilson more than Trey at the time. Might have dodged a bullet there. Who knows? He might have been better with us. I don't know, but it sounds like he's got some maturity issues, which is why you would pass on him. But I think someone said, and this is another one of those speculation, rumor bullshit, is that's who the Niners were hoping was going to be there at 3. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but as far as his talent, I could see that. But the maturity thing is it's huge. It's what I just talked about earlier with Brock and Tom Brady. And I hate when I put those two together. I'm not comparing them. I'm comparing about the people that are competitive, confident people, work hard at their craft, and they just seem to do well because they put so much effort into it that they find success in almost everything they do. So there's something to that. Trey seems to have some of those traits. Like we haven't got to see him on the field with that as much. I've heard at least through other news reports he might not be as a vocal leader as much as Brock Purdy is. but he's well liked and respected and how he carries himself on and off the field. And that's not what you really hear about Zach Wilson. It's not what you really hear too much about a Mac Jones. I'm not even going to talk about Mac Jones. So no Mac Jones talk on my channel. Sorry. I have nothing against him. I just don't give a fuck. Okay. I just don't care. So back on the Brock thing, I was really intrigued by it. It was just a quick interview. You can Google it, but it was brief, but he said all the right things, and that's he's been very good at. And I don't think he's been coached or he's reading a script. Some people just have that innate ability to communicate and come off without being an asshole, but also not come off as trying to be coy and sly and avoiding stuff. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. So it's another positive of the Brock Purdy experience that we're going through right now. And speaking of, like I was saying, I didn't want to do more speculation or clickbaity stuff or hot takes. Let's talk about the reality we are at, the reality that we're in. The reality we are in is we have Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, and Sam Darnold. Brock Purdy is hurt. Positive viewpoint, John Lynch, he's ready to go. Week 1. Not so positive, Kyle Shanahan. Maybe week 4, maybe week 8, maybe never. Maybe he never plays again. I know he didn't say that, but I know a lot of fans out there are just freaking out over it. And then we got Sam Darnold. That's where we're at. That's the reality of the situation. If we get Brock healthy, I think we're fine. Super fine. If he has to miss a few weeks, I still think we're good. If he has to miss 6 to 8 weeks, then we might got a problem. And then we'll see what Trey Lance really is, which is why I don't want to trade him in the first place. Because then you got to go pick up a Matt Ryan, or you're hoping to God that Kyle Shanahan makes something out of Sam Darnold, which I don't really think there's any evidence that he's developed a quarterback. Do you think he developed Brock Purdy? I think Brock Purdy was developed when he got here. He's probably been developed since he was like 8 years old. That's just probably how he's built. It's my opinion, of course. I could be totally wrong. But until I'm proven wrong, well, I'm going to stick to what I believe. You know what I mean? So if there's no trade, then you have to go get a Matt Ryan kind of guy. And you want that for 6 to 8 weeks? I don't. No, not at all. So I'm going to stick to my guns and what I've been saying for a week. Stick with who we got, develop what we got, and I think we'll be fine. And that's where I'm at on the whole situation. And I'm not going to waver until I hear anything else otherwise. The truth, not the rumors. There's tons of bullshit out there. I choose not to listen to it. If you're still around this long and been watching, please subscribe. Hit that like button if you want to. Appreciate it. This is the first Whiskey Wednesday. Cheers, you guys. And we'll see you guys next week. That's the show. That's it. Hot takes. No clickbait. Later, guys. I'm Chris Storm, NinerCast. Later.